ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा ददामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च नमः। ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे गुर्वज्ञा शिरसि धृत्वा शक्त्यावेश स्वरूपिणे हरे कृष्णेति मंत्रेण पाश्चात्य प्राच्यतारिणे गौर श्री रूप सिद्धांत सरस्वती निषेविणे राधा कृष्ण पदाम्भोजौ भृंगाय गुरवे नमः। नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती नामिने श्रीवार्षभानवी देवी दयिताय कृपाब्धये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्योज्वल प्रेमाढ्य श्री रूपानुग भक्तिद श्री गौरा करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुग विरुद्ध अपसिद्धांत ध्वांतहारिणे नमो गौर किशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्भ रसाम्बोधे पादाम्बुजाय ते नमः। नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगवराय ते गौराविर्भाव भूमेस्त्वं निर्देष्टा सज्जन प्रिय वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेमा प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरद्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूप स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। जयतां सुरतौ पंगोर्मम मंद मतेर्गति मत्सर्वस्व पदाम्भोजौ राधा मदन मोहनौ दिव्यद्वृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमाद श्रीमद् रत्नागर सिंहासनस्थौ श्री श्री राधा श्रील गोविंद देवो प्रेष्ठालिभिः सेव्यमानौ स्मरामि श्रीमन्द्रास रसारंभी वंशीवट तटस्थित कर्षण वेणु स्वनैर्गोपीर् गोपीनाथ श्रियेस्तु नः। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। कृष्ण प्रेममयी राधा, राधा प्रेममयो हरि, जीवने निधने नित्यं राधा कृष्णौ गतिर्मम। वृन्दावनेश्वरी राधा, कृष्णो वृन्दावनेश्वरः, जीवने निधने नित्यं राधा कृष्णौ गतिर्मम। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं, देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया, भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। वासुदेव परा वेद, वासुदेव परामखा, वासुदेव परा योग, वासुदेव परक्रिया, वासुदेव परम ज्ञानम, वासुदेव परम तपः, वासुदेव परो धर्मो, वासुदेव परागतिः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय, नमः पंकजमालिने, नमः पंकजनेत्राय, नमस्ते पंकजांग्रये। आराध्यो भगवान् व्रजेश तनयस्तद्धाम वृन्दावनम्, रम्या काचिदुपासना व्रजवधू वर्गेण या कल्पिता। श्रीमद्भागवतं प्रमाणममलं प्रेमापुमर्तो महा, श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभोर्मतमिदं तत्रादरो न परा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, dear devotees, for your kind association and giving me this opportunity to speak on Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam. My special gratitude to His Grace Rohini Nandan Prabhu and Bhavamai Mataji for kindly hosting us. So yesterday we spoke about Sudama, the garland maker. So I was thinking today we will speak about Sudama, the Vipra. So this is Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 80. Shri Raja Bhagavan Yani Chanyani Mukundasya Mahatmanaha Viryanananta Viryasya Shrotum Ichhami He Prabhu. Shri Parikshit Maharaj is on the verge of his death. This is the 10th canto out of 12 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam and chapter 80. So only little time is left now before Parikshit Maharaj departs from this world. And still look at his bhav. Bhav Mai Mataji. Bhakti is all about bhav. Murkho vadati Vishnaye, Dhiras vadati Vishnave, Ubhayo hitu samam punyam, Bhavagrahi Janardana. Krishna accepts the bhav of the devotees. Look at the bhav of Sri Parikshit Maharaj. He is on the verge of dying. This must be probably day 6, beginning of the day 6. And he's saying, Shrotrum Ichhami He Prabhu. I want to hear, I want to hear, I want to hear more. Parikshit Maharaj was not doing anything extraordinary. He was just sitting and listening. He was not playing mridanga or harmonium or kartal or dancing very gracefully or speaking very eloquently. He had not memorized any verses. It's just simply eagerly sitting and hearing from his Guru Maharaj. What does he want to hear? Bhagavanyani chanyani mukundasya mahatmanah viryan ananta viryasya shrotrum ichhami he prabhu. I want to hear about the viryani, the various great activities of Lord Mukunda. I want to hear about them, about the amazing pastimes performed by Urukrama Krishna, whose pastimes are amazing. I want to hear amazing Krishna Katha. Please speak. Oh Prabhu, please speak. Please speak Krishna Katha. I want to hear Krishna Katha. Text 2. Kono Shrutva Sakrit Brahman Uttama Shloka Satkatha Virameta Visheshadnyo Vishanna Kama Marganaihi. Maharaj Parikshit is saying, O Brahman, Shri Shukdev Goswami, how could anyone who knows the essence of life and is disgusted with endeavoring for sense gratification give up the topics of Lord Uttama Shlok after hearing them repeatedly? In this material world, we get bored of a particular material thing. For example, If someone brings a newspaper from 5 days ago and says, here, take this newspaper, it's 5 day old, 50% discount. Nobody will care. It's old. Hmm? But Srimad Bhagavatam is timeless. It is eternal. And still devotees, swadu swadu, pade pade. Again and again they want to relish. This is the difference between mundane literature and transcendental literature. It's ever fresh. Navam navam. Devotees, they will, whenever they come, they will discuss Matchitta Madgata Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam. Kathayantasya Mam Nityam. Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha. They get new flavors and always they are enjoying discussing Krishna Katha. So he's saying, how can I give up? And Krishna is called by what name in this verse? Uttama Shloka. So our Acharyas have said there are two reasons, two main reasons. Mataji, what is your good name? Do you remember me? Bhakti Center. You're a disciple of Srila Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj. Hare Krishna. So happy to see you. Yes, many years. It was 2009. I last saw you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. How is your family? Jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you for being here. So Krishna is called Uttama Shlok. I am Ādi Gadādhara Dāsa. Hare Krishna. Krishna is called Uttama Shlok. Hare Krishna Mataji. Krishna is called Uttama Shlok because Krishna is described in beautiful shlokas, beautiful verses. We were just reciting Vasudeva Paraveda, Vasudeva Paramakha, Krishnaya Vasudevaya, Devaki Nandanaya. These are all beautiful verses that glorify Krishna. So Krishna is glorified in beautiful verses, so he's called Uttama Shlok. Hare Krishna. Apurva. Dandavat Pranam. Please come. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Apurva Prabhu. Thank you, Kamalini Mataji, for being here. Hare Krishna, blessing us with your presence. So Krishna is called Uttama Shlok because Krishna is glorified in beautiful verses. And another meaning of Uttama Shlok is, even if we don't know beautiful verses, any speech, shloka could also mean speech, any speech that glorifies Krishna is Uttam. So even if an elephant glorifies Krishna, that speech becomes Uttam because those words are being used to glorify Krishna. Srila Radha Govindadas Goswami Maharaj says in one katha that Angrezi to third class ki bhasha hai. English is a third class language because it does not have the beauty of Sanskrit. There are so many, more than 32 chandas in which you can compose shlokas in English, in Sanskrit language. And each verse has got Laghu Guru specific pattern. The number of syllables is fixed in each row, in each line. It's very intricate. And there is no language like Sanskrit. It's called the Dev Bhasha, the language in which the gods speak. So it's the mother of all languages. So it's the first class language. And Maharaj says that English, being a modern language, does not have that beauty, that sweetness. And there are many concepts which cannot be properly conveyed in the English language. You need the Sanskrit words to convey. Hare Krishna. So Maharaj says, Srila Radha Govind Maharaj says that English is a third class language. Sanskrit is a first class language. But Srila Prabhupada made English into a first class language by glorifying Krishna in the English language. So Maharaj said that before Prabhupada, English third class language. After Srila Prabhupada's books, English first class language. Uttama shlok. Because any language that glorifies Krishna becomes Uttam, becomes first class. If a language does not glorify Krishna, it's third class. Now, if Sanskrit language is used to glorify someone other than Krishna, mundane beauty, you glorify the beauty of the nature, mountains, trees, in intricate chandas, intricate Sanskrit poetry, useless. That Sanskrit poetry is third class. But if someone in broken English glorifies Krishna, that English language is better than that intricate Sanskrit language because of the subject matter. The subject is Krishna. So here Krishna is called Uttama Shlok. Thank you. Text 3. Savagyaya tasya gunan grinite karau cha tat karma karau manascha smared vasantam sthira jangameshu शृणोति तत्पुण्यकथा सकर्णः. Those of you just came, this is Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 80, entitled Sudama Visits Lord Krishna. And we just read verse number 3. Maharaj Parikshit, who has been fasting from food and water for so many days, is saying, actual speech is that which describes the qualities of Lord Krishna. That is actual speech. Swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva. Vangmayam tapa uchyate. Real hands are those that work for Krishna. Mat karma krin. Last verse of 11th chapter, Bhagavad Gita. Mat karma krin, mat parama. A true mind is that which always remembers Krishna, dwelling within everything moving and non-moving. Smared vasantam sthira jangameshu. Sthira means non-moving things. Jangam means moving things. Krishna, who is present in moving and non-moving things, smare. If with our mind we remember Krishna, then our mind is useful. Man mana bhavaman bhakto. Krishna says, think of me with your mind always. And actual ears are those that listen to Punya Katha. Krishna Punya Kathamrita. Those are real ears that listen to topics about Krishna. So this is the perfection of our body. With our mind, we should think of Krishna. With our ears, we should hear about Krishna. With our speech, we should glorify Krishna or chant Krishna's names. In this way, we should use our body, mind, and words in the service of Krishna. Therefore, we have the three circles of the Kanthimala. Body, mind, and words in the service of Krishna. Anybody remembers any verse that tells us that with... Of course, this verse is there, which clearly says that we should use our hands, our mind, our speech, everything in our ears in the service of Krishna. Savai Mana Krishna Padare, that is there. Also, Vritrasur Maharaj says, Mukund Mala Stotra, there's a verse like that. In the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Vritrasur Maharaj says in the first verse of his Chatushloki prayers. Yes. So, Bhavita me bhuya. Manaha smare tasu pater gunamste. Let me remember your qualities with my mind. Grinita vak, with my vak shakti, my speech, let me glorify you. And karma karotu kaya. And with my body, let me do your work. So that is another praman. One very great devotee, he summarized Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam in 4 essential sutras. If we remember these 4 sutras, we have the essential understanding of the entire Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. If in life we remember these 4 things, our life will become successful. After studying and reading Srila Prabhupada's books, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, these 4 things are the essence of the essence of the essence. If we can every day remember these 4 things and try to live our life, we will get Krishna in this lifetime. 4 simple sutras. Should we note them down? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The first sutra is, I belong to Krishna. And the proof for that is Bhagavad Gita. Mama Amsha, Jiva Loka, Jiva Bhuta, Sanatana. We are all Amsha, we are all parts of Krishna. We belong to Krishna. The first sutra is, who do we belong to? We belong to Krishna. Second is, because we belong to Krishna, Krishna is my supreme destination. My supreme destination is not having a big bungalow or becoming a millionaire or having an expensive fancy car. No. The aim, destination, goal of my life is to get Krishna. Why? Because of the first sutra, that I belong to Krishna. If we belong to Krishna, then Krishna is our destination. So Krishna is my goal. Vasudeva Paragati. Srimad Bhagavatam. Just now we recited that verse. Vasudeva Paragati. So Krishna is my destination. This is the second essential sutra that we have to remember. Third is, okay, because I belong to Krishna and because Krishna is my supreme destination, with my body, mind, and words, I will serve only Krishna. Karmana manasa vacha. With my body, mind, and words, I will worship only Krishna. With my words, I will try to please Krishna. With my body, I will try to do work for Krishna. Because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Mai arpita manobuddhir. Devote your mind and intelligence to me. And in 11th chapter, Krishna says, Mat karma krin. You do work for me. Also, Krishna says, Yat karoshi tat kurusha madarpanam. So, therefore, with our body, mind, and words, whatever we do, we will do it for the pleasure and for the service of Krishna. That is the third sutra. Why? We should do only for Krishna, because we belong to Krishna and because Krishna is our supreme destination. We want to get to Krishna. And the final sutra is, we will not take shelter of anyone else. We will only take Krishna's shelter. Because if we take any other shelter, then there is no one-pointedness. There is no ananyata. Because Krishna says, Ananyas chintayanto mam. Ye jana paryupasate. Tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. So therefore, I will not take anybody's shelter ever. If I am in trouble and someone says, worship this demigod, and this problem will be solved. Once I had lost my car keys, and a devotee said, you worship this particular demigod, any lost item can be recovered. And then again, the car will be lost one day. This body will be lost. What to speak of the car? I'm going to lose this body one day. So we will not take any other shelter because it will damage our one-pointedness to Krishna. So this is the fourth sutra, that whatever happens in life, I will only take shelter of Krishna and no one else. This is Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada wanted us to become Krishna conscious. So first is, I belong to Krishna. Now when I say Krishna, it means Guru and Krishna, because we cannot approach Krishna without Guru. I belong to Guru and Krishna. My destination is Guru and Krishna. This body has been given to me by Krishna. So with this body, mind, and words, I will serve only Krishna. And I will never ever take anybody's shelter but Guru and Krishna. Because Sarvadharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja, Krishna has said. So if you remember these four things every day, I belong to Krishna. Where do you want to go? I want to go to Krishna. Who are you serving? With your body, your mind, your words? No. Krishna. This body belongs to Krishna. And under whose shelter are you? Krishna. Nobody else's shelter. But if we do these four things, we will become pure devotees. Because this is the essence of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Savai pumsam paro dharma, yato bhakti radhakshache. Atha pumbir duja shreshta varnashrama vivakache, swanushchitasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. Number 3 is, I want to please and serve only Krishna. Haritoshanam. So this is the essence of everything. Then, text 5, Suta Goswami says that as Vishnu Rat, Prahlad Maharaj is called Vishnu Rat because he was protected by Lord Vishnu, Krishna, in the womb of his mother. When Shri Parikshit Maharaj, he asked this question, Shri Shukdev Goswami, Badarayani, began to speak. That is verse number 5. Parikshit Maharaj is glorified by our acharyas as someone very great. For example, Srila Prabhupada writes this actually. Srila Prabhupada says that Prahlad Maharaj is very great. Why? Because he's a pure devotee and he made Lord Narsimhadev appear. Dhruv Maharaj is very great because he's a pure devotee and he made Lord Vishnu appear. Gajendra is very great because he's a pure devotee and he made Lord Hari appear. In this way, devotees become great because they make Krishna appear. Srila Prabhupada says, Parikshit Maharaj is so great that he made the Dasha Avatar appear through his questions in Srimad Bhagavatam. Through Vani, through Shabda Brahma. It is Parikshit Maharaj who made Dasha Avatar appear. All the incarnations appear right here in Srimad Bhagavatam. So he's very great. So when he questioned, his Gurudev, Shri Shukdev Goswami, began speaking. Let's go to verse number 6. Shri Shuka Uvacha Krishnasyasit Sakha Kasche Brahmano Brahmavittamah Virakta Indriyartheshu Prashantatma Jitendriyah. Parikshit Maharaj asks an open-ended question. Can you please tell me about the glories of Lord Krishna? I want to hear more. He didn't ask any particular topic. He said, just, I want to hear about Krishna. Sometimes Maharaj Parikshit asks very specific questions. Shri Shukdev Goswami will say, there was a very great king called Ambarish and he escaped the curse of a Brahman. Oh, stop. Maharaj Parikshit stops Shukdev Goswami. I am dying because of the curse of a Brahman. I want to hear about this great king who overcame the curse of a Brahman, Durvasa Muni. That to Durvasa Muni. I want to hear about Ambarish Maharaj. Tell me about it like that. Or Shukdev Goswami will casually say, and in one Manvantar, Lord Hari appeared to save save Gajendra the elephant who was in the jaws of a crocodile. Oh, wait. I want to hear. Please tell me in detail about Gajendra. How did Krishna appear for an elephant? So sometimes Parikshit Maharaj interrupts his Gurudev and asks further clarification details about a particular topic. But here, he just asked an open-ended question. So this story is being told by Shukdev Goswami out of his own sweet will. Shukdev Goswami is the reservoir of all Krishna Katha. He can keep speaking. But here he's speaking this story because it's especially very instructive for all of us. So let's hear attentively. He's saying, Shri Shukdev Goswami is saying, Krishna's yasit sakha kaschid. Krishna had a certain friend, Brahmano, and he was a Brahman. And he is Brahmavittama. He was very learned in the Vedic knowledge. So who is a Brahmana? A Brahman is one who knows Brahman. Brahma janati iti Brahman. And Brahma is Shabda Brahman. So one who knows the Shastra, Vedic scriptures, is a Brahman. One who knows the Shastra and acts according to Shastra is a Brahman. Brahman is not by birth. It is guna karma vibhaga. Qualities and activities. So was Sudama a real Brahman or was he just a Brahman by birth? Real Brahman. Because he is Brahmavittama. Well, that is just knowledge, but was he practicing that knowledge? Yes. Shukdev Goswami says Virakta. Yesterday we spoke about Tyag and Vairag. He was Virakta. And he was detached as far as Indriya Artheshu is concerned. As far as objects of sense gratification is concerned, he was very detached. He was not attached to screen. He was not attached to any watching anything mundane. He was detached from sense gratification. You like that, Maithili? Very inspiring. Sudama was detached from material sense gratification. And he was Prashantatma. He was very peaceful. Very peaceful. Anybody remembers a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam where the word Prashantatma is there to describe a devotee? Prashantatma. That verse I'm also not remembering. That's why I gave such a big pause. No, that verse is the Koti Shapi Mahamune. Not Narayana Parasarve, Nakutascha Vipati. Very beautiful verse where Prashantatma Kotish Api Mahamune. That verse is there where it said a devotee is Prashantatma. He's very peaceful. And anybody can Google? Very famous verse. I don't know why I'm. Maithili? I'm having a brain freeze. Muktanam. Muktanam api siddhanam Narayana Parayana Sudurlabha Prashantatma Koteshapi Mahamune. This verse says that a devotee is very rare even among the liberated souls and those who have attained Siddhi. Muktanam means liberated souls. Siddhanam, those who have attained the Ashtasiddhi. Muktanam api siddhanam, one who is Narayana Parayana, one who is a pure devotee of Krishna, who is Narayana Parayana. Sudurlabha, very rare. You can get many liberated people. You can find many siddhas also, but very difficult to find a pure devotee. Narayana Parayana Sudurlabha. And how is such a rare devotee who is a pure devotee? How is he? He is Prashantatma. Sudurlabha Prashantatma Kotishapi Mahamune. So a pure devotee is very rare. So Sudama was a very rare type of a devotee because he was Prashantatma. And how were his senses? Jitendriya. He had completely controlled his senses. So he was a Goswami. He was a Goswami. We have His Holiness Bir Kṛṣṇa Goswami Maharaj. So Goswami means one who has controlled his senses. Srila Radha Govinda Goswami Maharaj. Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Goswami means our parampara is a parampara of Goswami. Swami also means Goswami only. Swami means controller. Of what? Of the senses. So Swami means Goswami. Our parampara is a parampara of the Goswamis, starting from the Shad Goswamis, the 6 Goswamis. They are Jitendriya. So Sudama was very, very renounced. He had controlled his senses and he knew the supreme absolute truth because he's Brahma Vittama. Now let's go to text 7. Yadrichayo papannena Vartamano grihashrami Tasya bharya kuchailasya Kṛṣṇa cha tatha vidha. So he was a Goswami. He was Jitendriya. But was he a sannyasi? No, he was a grahastha. So one may think Jitendriya means one who is living in the forest, sannyasi. Shri Shukdev Goswami says, no. Vartamano grihashrami. He was a householder. He was a grihastha, like all of us. And he maintained himself with whatever came of its own accord. Yadrichayo papannena. Whatever came of its own accord, he was satisfied with it. And how was his wife? Tassa bharya kuchailasya. His wife was, because of poverty, his wife was very poorly dressed. Very poorly dressed. She didn't have a wardrobe. Probably just one sari or two saris. Very simple. She was poorly dressed and she suffered along with him. So both of them were hungry. Both of them, their bodies were emaciated because of lack of food, lack of resources, which means they were extremely poor. But they were Brahma Vittama. They were absorbed in Brahma, in the Supreme Lord. So they were not endeavoring to collect more, collect more. Atyahar, prayasascha, they were not doing. They were prashantatma. But they were facing the miseries of life because they were very, very indigent, very, very financially poor. His Holiness Sridhar Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada's disciple, who spent a lot of time in Radha Ras Bihari Mandir, Juhu, and then left this world from Sri Navadvip Dham, Mayapur. He said something very beautiful. He was suffering from end-stage liver disease, and if the kidneys fail, you can do dialysis, but if the liver fails, there is nothing you can do even today. It's always fatal unless you can get a liver transplant. Now, this was several decades ago, at least 2 decades ago. So Maharaj was Adhyatmik Klesh. He was facing the misery caused by one's own body. There are 3 types of sufferings: Adhidaivik, Adhyatmik, Adibhautik. So he very famously said in his last stages of life, he was called the Jolly Swami. Because he was always jolly. Kṛṣṇa Bhakta Nishkam Ataiva Shanta. Krishna Das Bindas. Maya Das Udas. So he was always jolly. Krishna's devotee is always jolly. He was very happy. Because Krishna is Ananda Vigraha. Satchit Ananda Vigraha. So if Krishna is Ananda Vigraha and we associate with Krishna, we will also get Ananda. So he was a jolly Swami. So somebody asked Maharaj that, Maharaj, don't you suffer in this body? You're going through so much. So Maharaj said, the 3 types of miseries are compulsory, but suffering is optional. Suffering is optional. Which means if we are in touch with Krishna, the miseries cannot really shake us. We can transcend the miseries through higher taste. Srila Prabhupada's disciple, Her Grace Kunti Devi, when she was in her last stages of life, she was also in Navadvip. She was also having, it was also some sort of cancer. I don't remember which one. But she was in excruciating pain. Her eyes were yellow like a lemon, jaundice. And when my Guru Maharaj went to meet her in her last days, her face lit up and she was blissful. Now, part of my job is to work with hospice and palliative care. So I see a lot of patients who are terminally ill. And I can tell you honestly, I have never seen a patient who is in that much suffering because of widespread cancer in the body to be blissful. They can say that, okay, I feel okay today, my pain is controlled. It's not a bad day. But to be blissful, I have never seen. And I have seen several hundreds of terminally ill patients. But Kunti Devi, she was very blissful when Maharaj went to meet her. And Maharaj asked her, what's the secret of your bliss? Now, this is also many years ago. She passed away from this world. So she said that I had a great desire to read Srila Prabhupada's books, but I have become so emaciated, so weak that I cannot even pick up Bhagavatam. I don't even have the strength to properly flip the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm so weak. But a god brother of mine is so merciful. He gifted me this computer. Now, this is many years ago when we didn't have laptops. We had those desktops. So she is sitting in her room in Mayapur, Navadvip. She's having a mouse in her hand. She has a computer screen in front of her, and she said, one god brother gave me this computer to use, and it has the folio downloaded on it. It's got all Prabhupada's books. All I have to do is move a finger like this, scroll, and I can read all of Prabhupada's books. I don't have to pick up any book. This is the coolest thing ever. And Maharaj said, but you have read these books many times throughout your life. She said, yes. But I used to read because Prabhupada wanted us to read his books. But now when I read, I feel I am sitting on the bank of Ganga and Srila Prabhupada, my spiritual master, is directly speaking to me. Because I really wanted to read and I could not read, I could not pick a book. And when this computer has come, it's such a blessing. I can really hear Prabhupada speaking to me very personally now. So I am very happy. Would you like to sit and hear some of Prabhupada's books? She told Maharaj. Maharaj said, yes. So suffering is optional, even though the miseries of material life are compulsory for all of us. So they were poverty stricken, but they were absorbed. Text 8. Pativrata patim praha mladata vadanena sa daridram sidamana vai vepamana bhigamya cha. The chaste wife, the wife of Sudama, the poor Brahman, once approached him. Her face was completely dried up and she was in distress. So just now we discussed that suffering, the miseries is optional. So how come she was in distress? And trembling with fear, she spoke as follows to her husband. So in the purport, our Srila Prabhupada's disciples, they have written that according to Srila Sridhar Swami, the original commentator on Srimad Bhagavatam, Sudama's wife was grief-stricken because she was unhappy to see her husband in poverty. She was not concerned about her poverty-stricken condition. But her husband didn't have food. Her husband didn't have clothes. Her husband didn't have a bed to sleep on. For that reason, she was in distress for her husband's sake. And this is a recurrent theme in Srimad Bhagavatam. Can you all give me some example from Srimad Bhagavatam where someone is unhappy for another person's unhappiness or another person's distress? Paradukha dukhi. Huh? Yes. What a beautiful example. Bhishma Dev was suffering seeing the Pandavas suffer. Yes, Mother Sita also. Yes, he felt that he has not given them the topmost truth. Another example is in the forest of Talavan. What is it? Yes. So the friends say that there are very nice fruits here in this forest because they wanted Kṛṣṇa to eat. If they would say that we want to eat those fruits, then, but they wanted Kṛṣṇa to have those fruits. So they said, we want to have those fruits. Then Kṛṣṇa will get. If they tell Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa, there are nice fruits. You want some? Kṛṣṇa, no, I'm fine. But they say, we want. Then Kṛṣṇa will make it happen. Another example is when Kṛṣṇa was near the Yajna Patnis. The friends told Krishna, we are very hungry, Krishna and Balaram. Can you do something? So Acharyas have commented, actually, they were not hungry. But they knew it is time for Krishna Balaram to eat. And Krishna Balaram would not interrupt their play to eat. So they said, we are hungry. So then, okay, yeah, there is this yajna going on close by. Go. Ask them for prasad. Krishna told them. So the friends are saying, we are hungry because they want Krishna to eat. So this is a recurrent theme in Srimad Bhagavatam. So Sudama's wife was sad because Sudama was poverty stricken. So now let's see what she tells her husband. And she's afraid speaking this. Text 9. Nanu Brahman Bhagavataha Sakha Sakshat Shriya Patihi Brahmanyascha Sharanyascha Bhagavan Sattvatarshavaha. Such a beautiful verse. This is such a beautiful verse. So many things. First is Sudama's wife is afraid to approach him. Why is she afraid? Because she is going to ask her husband to do something about the poverty. And she's hesitating to do that because I hope my husband doesn't misunderstand me. I hope my husband doesn't think that I am tired of poverty. That was not the case. She really wanted better facilities for her beloved husband. So she goes and she says, "Oh Brahman," she tells her husband, "Oh Brahman." Or a husband can address the wife as, "Oh Devi." So, "Oh Brahman," she tells her husband, "Sakha Sakshat Shriyapati. I have heard that your Sakha, your friend, is directly Shripati, Krishna, Radhapati. He is Dwarkapati. Dwarkadhish is your personal friend, I have heard," she tells her husband. Sakha Sakshat Shriyapati. Now here there is a irony that we are poverty stricken and your friend is Shripati. He is the husband of Goddess of Fortune. So she's making that, giving a hint that we are poverty stricken, but your husband is Shripati. Sakshat Shripati. Sakha Sakshat Shripati. And he is Brahmanyascha. I have heard that he is very much affectionate towards the Brahmanas. And in the first line, she addressed him, "Oh Brahman." And your friend, Shripati, is Brahmanyascha. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmanya Hitaya Cha Jagadhitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So Govinda Krishna is Brahmanyascha. He is very affectionate to the Brahmanas, and you are a Brahman. So she's again giving a second hint. Why don't you go? So let's say Sudama tells his wife, yeah, he may be Brahmanasya, but I am not a Brahman. I don't know anything. I am just a poverty-stricken beggar. I am not a Brahman. What if he says like that to his wife? I am not a Brahman. So she says, Sharanyascha. But you are surrendered to him. You may or may not be a Brahman, but at least you are surrendered to him. You love Krishna. I know that. Every time you're talking about Krishna, every day you talk about Krishna to me. So you are surrendered to Krishna. And he is Sharanyascha. He is very affectionate to those who are surrendered to him. So you should go. So she's again giving a hint. Then if she says, if Sudama tells his wife, yeah, I am surrendered to Krishna, but he's just a friend. What can he give me? What will happen if I go and meet him? Bhagavan. Then she says, no, he's Bhagavan. He's Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Viryasya, Shri Jnana Vairagya. He has got all the opulences. He's Sakshat Bhagavan. Krishna is Bhagavan. Oh, no, yeah, he is Bhagavan. What if Sudama says, yeah, he is Bhagavan? Yes, but he's Bhagavan, na. He has so much to do. He has the creation, maintenance, destruction. So many asurs are there, demons are there. He has to kill them. He's a busy man. He's a busy Bhagavan. He won't have time for me if I go. He has 16,108 queens. He has got so much to do. Paritranaya sadhuna, vinashaya duskritam, dharmasam. He is a busy Bhagavan. He will not have time for me if I go. So she says, Sattvatar Shabha. That no. Now he is Sattvatar Shabha. He is the best among the Yadus, which means he is staying in Dwarka. Which means Kurukshetra Leela is over. Jarasandh Vad has happened. All the demons are dead and gone. This is 80th chapter. All the demons are dead and gone. Now he's relaxing in Dwarka. So he has all the time for you. Please go. That is the hidden meaning. He's not busy anymore. Kurukshetra is over. Everything. Go now. Please take his help. So it's a very beautiful verse that she speaks. Verse number 10. Tam upaihi mahabhaga sadhunam cha parayanam dasyati dravinam bhuri sidate te kutumbine. Sudama, Vipra's wife, tells him, "Oh fortunate one." Why fortunate one? Because Sakshat Sakha Shripati. Because your friend is Krishna. So you are very fortunate. She says, Upaihi, please go to him. Go near him. Approach him. Because he is Sadhunam cha Parayanam. Because he is the real shelter of all the sadhus. You are a sadhu. And he is the shelter of the sadhu. So go and take his shelter. Go to Krishna. Please go to Krishna. Dasyati Dravinam Bhuri. Dravinam means wealth. Bhuri means abundant, a lot. If you go, he will give you abundant wealth. Sidate te kutumbine. Because you are suffering so much, my dear husband. You are suffering so much in poverty. Go to your friend Krishna. He is very charitably disposed. He takes care of those who are surrendered to him. He is specially very merciful to the Brahmanas. Please go. He will give you Dravinam Bhuri. He will give you a lot of wealth. Please go to him. I'm begging you. Please go to Krishna. Once you go to him, he's your friend. And then she says in the next verse, verse number 11, that he is the ruler of the Bhojas, Vrishnis, Andhakas. He is the leader of the Yadus. And he is happily staying in Dwarka. And if someone takes shelter of his lotus feet, then he gives himself to that devotee. That is the nature of Krishna. He gives himself to the devotee. So please go and you approach him. Shukdev Goswami says in verse number 12 and 13, when Sudama, Vipra's wife, approached him like this and implored him, he thought to himself, Sa evam bharyaya vipro bahusha prarthito muhuhu ayam hi paramo labha uttama shloka darshanam. Prarthito muhuhu. Again and again the wife went and implored him, please Patidev, please, O Brahman, please go. Go to your friend Krishna. Go to your friend Krishna. He will solve your poverty. He will give you abundant wealth. Please go to him. He has unlimited wealth. Please go to your friend Krishna. Again and again she implored. When his wife implored him again and again, Sudama is teaching us that we should listen to our better halves. Especially if they are saying something again and again and again. So he thought something very beautiful. And I would like all of you to memorize these two lines. They are so beautiful. When his wife said, go and meet Krishna, go and meet Krishna, go and meet Krishna, Sudama thought, what my wife is saying is correct. Why? Ayam hi paramo labha uttama shloka darshanam. Please memorize this. He says, Sudama thought that whatever my wife is saying, she is telling me to take darshan of Krishna. Go and meet Krishna means take darshan of Krishna. And it is an undisputed fact that the ultimate objective of life is to have darshan of Krishna. So my wife is telling me something that is supremely beneficial to me. She's telling me, go and take darshan of Krishna. And taking darshan of Krishna is the aim of life. He says, Ayam hi paramo labha. The highest benefit, achievement in life is uttama shloka darshanam. And that is exactly what my better half is telling me to do. So let me do it. So beautiful, na? So let's repeat. स एवं भार्यया विप्रो बहुशः प्रार्थितो मुहुः अयं हि परमो लाभः उत्तम श्लोक दर्शनम् इति संचिन्त्य मनसा गमनाय मतिं दधे अस्त उपायनं किंचित् गृहे कल्याणि दीयताम्. This is very beautiful. So he decided that, okay, I will go and meet Krishna. Even if I don't get wealth from Krishna, at least I will get his darshan. Uttama shloka darshanam paramo labha. It is the highest benefit. So I will go. But first he told his wife, Upayanam kinchid. Oh, my good wife, you are sending me to meet Krishna, but he will ask me, did Bhabhi send some gift for me? Did my Bhabhi send some gift for me? Krishna will ask me if I go to Dwarka. So, my dear wife, my good wife, if there is anything in the house, grihe means in our house, if there is anything in our house I can bring as a gift to Krishna, please give it to me. So, this is the culture, Vedic culture. All the wealth is with the wife. All the wealth is with the wife. The husband earns and gives it to the wife. And then the wife decides. She does the budgeting. This is the traditional Vedic culture. Srila Prabhupada says that Lal Bahadur Shastri, the Prime Minister of India, when anyone would go to Lal Bahadur Shastri and ask him that this mandir is being built, can you give a little donation? He would say, let me ask my wife. And then he will go to his wife and say, Lakshmi, because wife is also seen as a manifestation of Lakshmi. Lakshmi, can we give 10 rupees? In those days, 10 rupees was a big amount. Can we give 10 rupees donation? Then she would say, okay. And then she would take the pallu of her sari where the key of the cupboard is. And then she will open and take out 10 rupees and give. So wife is in control of the finances. So he's saying, it's not that Sudama could have just gone, looked in the house, picked up something as a gift. He's saying, no, if there is anything in the house that can be upayanam, that can be a gift for Krishna, can you please give it to me? So I can give it to Krishna. So she says, please give me if there is anything in the griha, in the house, if there is anything. But was there anything in the house? Nothing. So now let's see what Sudama's wife does. Text 14. Yachitva chaturo mushtin Vipran prithuka tandulan Chaila khandena tan badhva Bhartre pradat upayanam. Sudama's wife had nothing in the house. The house was empty. They were completely akinchan, impoverished. They had nothing. So she went to 4 neighbors and begged for some poha, some broken pieces of flat rice, chipped rice. And she got 4 handfuls, 4 morsels of chipped rice. Now, did she have a nice gift bag to give it? No. She took a torn piece of cloth and wrapped those 4 morsels of chipped rice and gave it to her husband as upayanam, as a gift for Krishna. Hare Krishna. Imagine taking 4 handfuls of chipped rice from 4 different households in a torn piece of cloth as a gift for Dwarkadhish, who is living in 16,108 palaces. This is the gift. Kim tat sudam no dhanam. Yesterday, Kim tat sudam no dhanam. Text 15. Satanādāya viprāgrya prayayau dvarakam kila Kṛṣṇa sandarshanam mahyam katham syaditi chintayan. Taking the flat rice, Sudama the Brahman set off for Dwarka. Imagine his anticipation. It's been years I have not seen Kṛṣṇa. It must have been decades since he had seen Kṛṣṇa. Because see, Kṛṣṇa spent 11 years in Vrindavan, 18 years in Mathura. At the very beginning of his stay in Mathura, when Kṛṣṇa was still 11 years old, he went to the school of Sandipani Muni with Balram. Schooling in those days traditionally lasted for at least 12 years. For a good student, 12 years, Gurukul. But most students would spend 20 years, from the age of 5 to 25 in the Gurukul. Kṛṣṇa and Balram graduated the 12-year course in 60 days, 2 months, 64 days. There are 64 credits that you need to graduate. There are 64 subjects, 64 credits they need to graduate. And it takes 12 to 20 years. Very good student, 12 years. Most students, 20 years. Kṛṣṇa and Balram graduated in 64 days. What was done by the brightest students in 12 years. So my Guru Maharaj, Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj, was asked in a Bhagavatam class, why 64 days? He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why even 64 days? So Maharaj said, it was because that was the maximum speed at which Sandipani Muni could teach. So Sandipani Muni was the bottleneck, not Kṛṣṇa Balram. 64 subjects, it took him 64 days to recite everything to them. So in 64 days they graduated. When Kṛṣṇa was 11 years old, then he went back to Mathura, stayed there for 18 years, and then built Dwarka. And now he has finished the Kurukshetra war, he has killed Jarasandha, everything is finished. So you can imagine how many years have passed since Sudama saw Kṛṣṇa Balram. It's been decades and decades. Imagine the anticipation that he's feeling. Will actually get to see Kṛṣṇa? Or is it that he might have gone to Hastinapur for a visit to meet his friends, the Pandavas? It's possible. Or did he go to Mithila to meet Bahulashva Maharaj? Or is he somewhere else on a tour? Or is he too busy? Will they even let me inside that big fort of Dwarka? How will I go? So he's thinking, Kṛṣṇa sandarshanam mahyam katham syad iti chintayan. He's constantly doing chintan, thinking, will I get to see Kṛṣṇa? How will I get to see Kṛṣṇa? When will I get to see Kṛṣṇa? Will Kṛṣṇa recognize me? Even if I see him, will I get audience with him? Will I be able to speak to him? He's the king. Will I be allowed near him so I can speak to him? He's thinking all these things. Maybe looking at my tattered clothes and me, poverty-stricken, dirty body, maybe the doorkeepers will not allow me through the gates. So he's thinking all this. Then it is described in verse number 17 that Sudama somehow he reached Dwarka and he passed through 3 gates and he passed through 3 guard stations and then entered the city of Dwarka where Kṛṣṇa's palaces were. 16,108 palaces. So our acharyas have said, what are these 3 gates representing? These 3 gates represent the 3 modes of material nature. Sa gunan samatitayetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. To reach Kṛṣṇa, we have to go beyond the 3 modes of material nature. Traigunya, Vishaya Veda, Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. Nirdvando, Nitya Sattvastho, Niryogakshemam Atmavan. Now in this verse, there's a very beautiful point that Srila Prabhupada in Bhagavad Gita elucidates, which can be easily missed. Kṛṣṇa is saying, Traigunya Vishaya Veda. The Vedas deal with the 3 modes of material nature. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. But Arjun, Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. Go beyond the 3 modes of material nature. Okay, then where do I situate myself? If I'm not in Sattva Gun, I'm not in Rajagun, I'm not in Tamogun, I'm not in goodness, passion, ignorance, then in what mode should I be in? Nirdvandvo, Nitya Sattvastha. Sattvastha means be, Nitya Sattvastha means Vishuddha Sattva. So don't be in the mode of goodness, passion, ignorance, be in the mode of pure goodness. Nitya Sattva means Vishuddha Sattva, transcendental, spiritual. Once I had asked my spiritual master for an instruction that Maharaj, can you give me one instruction? And Maharaj told me one sentence, which is so deep. Maharaj said, always keep yourself on the spiritual platform. Period. Always keep yourself on the spiritual platform. When I'm watching Netflix, I'm not on the spiritual platform. When I'm watching a movie, I'm not on the spiritual platform. When I'm reading a novel, I'm not. When I'm reading news, I'm not on the spiritual platform. Maharaj said, always, in all circumstances, keep yourself on the spiritual platform. Don't come down from the spiritual platform. When we are chanting Hare Krishna, we are on the spiritual platform. We are reading Prabhupada's books, we are on the spiritual platform. We are hearing Harikatha, spiritual platform. We are working for Krishna. Even though in our office, we are working for Krishna, we are still on the spiritual platform. So Maharaj said, don't step down from the spiritual platform. Always keep yourself on the spiritual platform. Hari bol? Jai. So, go beyond the three modes of material nature. That's the three gates. And then enter the world of the three. Enter the world of the three. Enter the world of the three. Sandhini, Samvit, Ladini. Leave the world of Sattva, Rajas, Tamo and enter the world of Samvit, Sandhini, Ladhini. Enter the world, spiritual world. That is the meaning of the three. And there, Kṛṣṇa is staying as Dwarkadhish with 16,108 wives in 16,108 palaces. So Sudama enters Dwarkapuri now. He has entered Dwarkapuri. And what is our Kṛṣṇa doing? Text 18. Tam vilokya chuto durat priya paryankam asthitah sahasothaya chabhetya dorbhyam paryagrahin muda. At that time, Lord Achyut was seated on Rukmini's bed, Rukmini's sofa or her asan. He was sitting on a very comfortable bed. Spotting Sudama, the Brahman, Durat, at a distance. So he is standing somewhere. So imagine Kṛṣṇa is sitting here with Rukmini. And Sudama is there, more than 100 feet away. He is just entering the palace. Kṛṣṇa sees him. Sudama! He sees his friend. And Sahothaya. Uthaya means to get up. Immediately Kṛṣṇa he got up and went forward. Dorbhyam, with his arms. He Paryagrahit Muda. Muda means with great happiness. Paryagrahit, he embraced Sudama. Kṛṣṇa got up. He quickly went to Sudama to receive him, and with his both hands, Sudama, my friend. Sudama is thinking, will he recognize me? If he recognizes me, will I get close to him? If I get close to him, will I be able to speak? If I speak, will he respond? Nothing. Kṛṣṇa went to him. Kṛṣṇa spoke to him, and Kṛṣṇa embraced him. This is our Kṛṣṇa. His Grace Shrutakirti Prabhu, Prabhupada's personal servant for, I think, more than 2 years. He served as Srila Prabhupada's personal servant, 1972, 1973. So Shrutakirti Prabhu's wife, I'm forgetting her name, who left her body in the UK. Yes. When she was in her last days, actually the day before she left her body, she said something very beautiful. She had a desire that my Guru Maharaj, Srila Radhanatha Swami Maharaj, should meet her before she left her body. So Maharaj booked a flight from Mumbai. Maharaj was in Radha Gopinath Mandir, Chowpatty at that time. So he booked a flight to go to England, I think. She was somewhere in England. And the volcano erupted in Iceland. And the entire Europe was covered with ashes. And all the flights were cancelled. But then somehow one businessman was going to Africa for a business trip on a chartered flight. And Maharaj's flight got cancelled. So Maharaj asked him, can I come with you? Because she's about to leave her body. Doctors have said less than 5 days. I really want to see her. It's her desire that I should meet her. So he said, come with me. I will take you to Africa, but from Africa, you have to find your way. So Maharaj flew on a chartered flight to Africa. And then somehow by road or somehow he went into Europe and reached there 1 day before her departure from this world. It took Maharaj 3 days. Your hitchhiking to India took 6 months. This was better than that. So Maharaj went and met her. And she was very happy to see Maharaj. And she told Maharaj that, Maharaj, all my life I have been an activist. I have been a very dynamic Vaishnavi all my life. But now look at me, Maharaj. I am in a state of invalidity. I cannot even clean myself. I cannot bathe myself. I cannot dress myself. Physically, I am invalid right now. But Maharaj, I am very happy because I have supreme relevance. Maharaj said, can you please elaborate? She said, Maharaj, I have supreme relevance. So she said, although on a physical plane, I am finished. I'm not able to do anything. But Prabhupada and Kṛṣṇa deeply care for me. They love me. That's why I have supreme relevance. That was so sweet. So we may think we are insignificant, and we should think we are insignificant. But in Krishna's eyes, we have supreme relevance. Kṛṣṇa cares about each of us individually. Sudama thought, will Kṛṣṇa even recognize me? And lo and behold, Kṛṣṇa is running towards him, embracing him and welcoming him. This is Kṛṣṇa. Srila Sanatana Goswami also describes in Brihad Bhagavatamrita what happened to Gopkumar. Kṛṣṇa was waiting to her. Where have you been, my friend? And embraced him. So this is Kṛṣṇa. Text 19. Sakhyu priyasya viprarsher anga sangati nirvritaha prito vyamunchad abindun netrabhyam pushkare kshanaha. The lotus-eyed Supreme Lord, Kṛṣṇa, who has lotus eyes, felt intense ecstasy upon touching the body of his dear friend Sudama, the Brahman. And thus, Kṛṣṇa shed tears of love. See, when we visit someone, if we go unannounced, like Sudama, Atithi, unannounced, you knock on the door and the homeowner, the host opens the door. When they see you completely unexpectedly, their first reaction tells you volumes, what they feel. Like they may go, huh? Oh, Haribol, come. Okay. That's one. Or, Haribol, Prabhu, you have come. So happy to see you. Come, embracing you. That's great. But Kṛṣṇa not only did, my dear friend, you have come, embraced him, but shed tears. How many times have we seen a host shed tears upon seeing us? Oh, you have come, my friend. And crying in joy. That's what Kṛṣṇa did. Hare Krishna. Then, text 20, 21 and 22. Kṛṣṇa seated his friend Sudama on his bed. You see, when someone comes home, if it's a formal relationship, we'll make them sit outside. Or we'll just talk outside. Like a salesman comes. We'll talk to them outside the door. What is it? No, thank you. We are not interested. Hare Krishna. Would you like a cookie, Prasad? Okay, Hare Krishna. We close the door. Outside. A friend comes. We invite them inside. We make them sit on the sofa. Oh, please come sit. We chat. Now, if someone really intimate comes, we take them inside the bedroom. Come, come. You know what? We just went to Mayapur. Let me show you the pictures. And we take out the album. Not anymore. Now it's on phone. But in the previous days, you take out the album and you show them the photos. You know, we went to Navadvip. This is, we went to Ambika Kalna. This is Chandrodaya. We show them something that is very intimate to us, very dear to us. We take them right in the bedroom. Only those who are very, very intimate to us, who are very close to our heart, we will take them right inside. Kṛṣṇa took him on his bed, inside in the bedroom. Come, sit on my bed. He made Sudama sit on the bed. And then the Lord, who purifies the whole world, personally offered him token of respect and washed his feet. This is the ultimate way to welcome someone you love. You bring them inside, you cry, you embrace them, make them sit on the bed, and then you wash their feet. Oh, you must be tired, my friend. You have been walking bare feet. You don't even have chappals. You can't afford chappal. He couldn't afford a dhoti. What he will afford chappal? So Kṛṣṇa washed his feet. You must be so tired. With his own hands. Kṛṣṇa had thousands of servants. He could have told, hey, wash his feet. And there would be a line of servants wanting to wash Sudama's feet. Kṛṣṇa personally sat down, so personal, and he started washing Sudama's feet. After which, he sprinkled the water that has washed Sudama's feet upon his own head. Kṛṣṇa, who has very beautiful, soft, black, curly hair, which were oiled by the most expensive, perfumed, organic oils. Kṛṣṇa's hair, which is decorated with the most expensive crown. Kṛṣṇa is washing the feet of this poor Brahman who is walking bare feet, and he has walked long distance from Porbandar to Dwarka, takes that water and sprinkles upon his head. Then he took fragrant sandalwood, aguru, and kumkum, all very fragrant substances, made a paste and applied to Sudama as a sign of honor and respect. And then worshipped him with very fragrant incense and not one ghee lamp, but Deepavali, array of lamps. Array of lamps, Kṛṣṇa offered Arati to Sudama. This is the Vedic culture. After finally offering him betel nut and the gift of a cow, Kṛṣṇa welcomed him with pleasing words. So let us meditate on the different items that Kṛṣṇa offered Sudama. Can we go one by one? First, he saw him from a distance, rushed towards him to welcome him. Then, Dorbhyam, he embraced with his own arms. Then, shed tears of joy that my friend, you have come. Then, no, before that, right in the bedroom, not even the living room, bedroom. Then made him sit on his bed, not a side bed, his bed, sit. Then personally washed his feet. Then he threw the water away. He sprinkled it on his head. Then, yeah, not just chandan, but chandan, aguru, fragrance, kumkum. And he offered that as a sign of affection and respect. Then, with Deepavali. And then, betel nut. Nice, tasty, sweet, fragrant pan. Eat. And then, cow. And then, sweet words. Aguru is a very fragrant substance. It belongs to the family of aloe vera plant. It's like that. It's very fragrant. You get aguru agarbatti, incense stick. It's very fragrant. The fragrance, according to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, that chapter in the Ante Leela where Mahaprabhu gets a fragrance of Krishna's body. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes Krishna's body is Chatusama. Krishna's bodily fragrance surpasses all imaginable sweet fragrances. But if you have to get an idea in this material world what it is like, the most fragrant sandalwood, camphor, musk, and aguru. These four substances, chatusham. If you mix them, the intoxicating smell you'll get: musk, aguru, camphor, and chandan. That is somewhat akin to the fragrance of Krishna's body. Like that. Kaviraj Goswami says. So aguru is a fragrant substance. Then what did Krishna do? He and sweet words. Now, yad yad acharati shreshthas tattad evetaro jana. As the leader does, other people will follow. Now, Rukmini Satyabhama are watching. That Krishna left me. We were sitting on the bed. He just walked away from me, received his friend, shed tears of joy upon seeing him, embraced him, brought him inside, worshipped him, washed his feet, sprinkled the water on his head. What will they do? 23. Kuchailam malinam kshamam dvijam dharmani santatam devi parya charat sakshat chamara vyajanena vai. Rukmini Devi, seeing how her husband Krishna is serving Sudama Vipra, she also got busy. She picked up a chamar fan. Krishna is doing arti. So she took a chamar fan, Rukmini, she's the goddess of fortune, and she personally served that poor Brahman, Ku Chailam, means he had very dirty clothes. And goddess of fortune wearing the most exquisite sari made of silk with golden embroidery and beautiful gems. She is standing with a fan and fanning. It was not an ordinary chamar. The chamar stick was made of ivory, studded with gems and diamonds and pearls. And pearls were not grown in some pearl factory. They were actual pearls that divers had got from the deep ocean. Real pearls, not the pearls you get today. She's fanning Kuchailam, this Sudama who is wearing torn, tattered, dirty clothes. Rukmini Devi is fanning him. And he was so thin that his veins were visible. His veins were visible very prominently because he was so thin, no food. There was no fat under his skin. So his veins were pointing out. He had no flesh. The people in the palace. So now we saw Krishna's response to Sudama. We saw the response of Rukmini, Satyabhama. Now what about the other people in the attendants, the servants, the ministers in the palace? The people in the royal palace were astonished to see Krishna of spotless glory so lovingly honor this shabbily dressed Brahmana. They were surprised. Who is this fellow? He's shabbily dressed, looks very dirty, but look at the honor, love, and affection Krishna is showering upon him. They were very surprised. The residents spoke. In the interest of time, I'm not reading the Sanskrit verses, all of them. The residents of the palace, they thought to themselves and they said, what pious activities this unkempt, impoverished Brahman has performed? We don't know. What punya he has done. People regard him as very lowly and contemptible, yet the spiritual master of the three worlds, the abode of goddess Shri, Lakshmipati, is serving him reverentially. People think he is a useless loser in life, but Krishna, who is Uttama Shlok, is giving him all love and respect. What an irony. Who is this fellow? And what pious activities he has performed? Leaving the goddess of fortune sitting on her bed, the Lord ran out and embraced this Brahmana as if he was the older brother. Who is this Sudama? They were wondering. Then our Shukdev Goswami, expert storyteller, continues, text 27. Taking each other's hands, Krishna and Sudama, they talked very pleasantly about how they once lived together in the school of their guru. So Krishna and Sudama, after all this happened, Rukmini Devi is fanning him, and Krishna and Sudama are holding each other's hands. When you hold hands, it's a sign of intimate friendship, that I want to be close to you. I want to feel your touch. And they were talking about their bygone days in the Gurukul. How we lived together, how we were classmates in the Gurukul of Sandipani Muni. What time is it? 9:38. 9:30.
We have plenty of time.
Hare Krishna.
I'm trying to work up our appetite.
Work up our appetite. So, thank you, Prabhuji. So, Krishna and Sudama started speaking about their time together at the Gurukul, holding each other's hands. And then let's see exactly what Krishna says. Text 28. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Api Brahman Gurukulad Bhavata Labdha Dakshinita Samavrittena Dharmadnya Bharyodha Sadrishi Nava. The Supreme Lord Krishna is telling Sudama, my dear Brahman, you know well the ways of dharma. After you offered Guru Dakshina, the gift of remuneration to our Guru, and returned home from school, did you marry a compatible wife or not? Krishna is asking, because we have been out of touch. So after you left Gurukul, did you get married? Or are you still single? Have you remained a Naishtik Brahmachari or did you get married? Krishna is asking him. Because he was poorly dressed. So Krishna was wondering, are you some Akinchan Babaji? Did you become Babaji or did you get married? Text 29. Prayo griheshu te chittam akama vihitam tatha naivati priya se vidvan dhaneshu viditam hime. Krishna is telling Sudama, oh Sudama, even though you are mostly involved in household affairs, your mind is not affected by material desires. Nor, O learned one, do you take much pleasure in the pursuit of material wealth. This I am well aware of. Now, Krishna asked, did you get married? It is understood that from his dress, Krishna understood he's not a sannyasi. He's a grahastha, which means he got married. So Krishna is telling him, now Sudama will feel very awkward. I'm a grahastha and I don't have a proper house. I don't have proper clothes. What will Krishna think of me? He also became a grahastha after graduating. But look at him. He has become a big king. He built Dwarka. Look at me. I have nothing. So to put him at ease, Krishna says, I see that you are not attached to material things. And you are not affected by material desire. Nor do you take pleasure in material pursuits, which means you are a sadgrahastha. Even though grahastha, you are very advanced. You are spiritually very advanced. You are not like a common man. And to put him even more at ease, Krishna speaks verse number 30. Kechit kurvanti karmani kamair ahata chetasaha tajantah prakritir daivir yathaham loka sangraham. Having renounced all material propensities which spring from the Lord's illusory energy, some people execute worldly duties with their minds undisturbed by mundane desires. They act as I do to instruct the general populace. So Krishna is glorifying him, that it looks like you are very renounced, which is very good. And still you are in Grahastha ashram just to instruct common people how they should live in the Grahastha ashram. So after putting him at ease, that Sudama, I understand you're a grahastha, I respect you. Even though you're not wealthy, it's a good sign that you're not attached to wealth. Then Krishna says something very beautiful. Krishna says, Kachit Guru Kule Vasam Brahman Smarasi Nauyataha Dvijo Vidnyaya Vitneyam Tamasaha Param Ashnute. Krishna is telling, my dear Sudama Brahman, do you remember how we lived together in our spiritual master school in Gurukul? You remember how we lived in Gurukul? When a twice born student has learned from his Guru all that is to be learned, he can enjoy spiritual life which lies beyond all ignorance. When we learn spiritual knowledge from our Gurudev, then we can actually relish spiritual life. Not until and unless we learn it from our Gurudev. Then Krishna speaks about Varnashram and tells us that how, by the mercy of spiritual master, one can cross over this material ocean. Then Krishna says, what pleases him? Remember, we discussed, aim of life is to please Krishna. Verse number 34. Krishna says, what pleases him? Naham ijja prajatibhyam tapaso pashamena va tushyeyam sarva bhutatma guru shushrushaya yatha. Krishna is declaring in Srimad Bhagavatam to his friend Sudama, I, the soul of all beings, I am Paramatma. Krishnasya Paramatmanaha. I am Paramatma and I am not satisfied by ritualistic worship. No, I am not. I am not satisfied by Brahminical initiation. Just by taking Diksha, I am not pleased. By performing penances, tapasya, I am not pleased. By self-discipline, shama, dama, I am not pleased by that. As much as I am pleased by simple, faithful service rendered to one's spiritual master. I am pleased by someone who simply serves their Gurudev. Guru Sevak can please me. Not someone who is very austere or very learned or is initiated, once initiated, second initiated, thrice initiated, means Harinam, Mantra Diksha, Sannyas Diksha. That cannot please me. What pleases me is how much we serve Gurudev. Guru Sevak. Then he says, in text 35 and 36, O Brahman, do you remember what happened to us while we were living with our spiritual master? Krishna is remembering. Once our Guru's wife, Guru Mata, sent us to fetch firewood. And after we entered the vast forest, O twice born one, an unseasonal storm arose. So there are unseasonal rainfalls even in Dwapar Yuga, even when Krishna is there. Padam Padam, Vipadam. Material world is very unpredictable. Just last week, Aditya Narayan Prabhu was saying it was very cold. Now it is fine. Very fine. It's beautiful by Krishna's mercy. So there was unseasonal rain, and there was fierce wind, rain, and harsh thunder. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says in the purport that this rain and thunder happened in the winter season. Means this season. Winter. And rain in winter is very harmful because it's already cold. The rainwater will get even colder and people can fall sick. And Krishna is saying, do you remember? We were in the forest to fetch firewood. Our Guru Mata had sent us and suddenly there was unseasonal rain. Something very, very interesting happened here on this day when Krishna and Sudama had gone to fetch firewood. Balram was not there. Guru Mata only told Krishna and Sudama to go and get the firewood. Balram was in the ashram. Whenever so many interesting things happen, interestingly, Balram is not there. Kaliya Daman Leela, it's his birthday. Brahmavimon Leela, it's his birthday. Balram is not. Kurukshetra War, he's gone on pilgrimage. Balram is not there many times. But to facilitate Krishna Leela. So only Krishna and Sudama went. And Krishna is remembering that. What happens, we will see in the evening. Because I will not be able to finish everything. It's a long pastime. So I will conclude by telling what happened this day when Krishna and Sudama go to get firewood in the forest. And then we'll stop and we'll continue from the next verse in the evening. This story is mentioned in a book called Bhaktamal, which Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada said was authorized. by Sri Nabhadas ji. There are many versions, but the only version that is we consider bona fide is the one by Sri Nabhadas ji. So there is Sudama Charitra, and this backstory is mentioned there. Please listen carefully. After this, we will stop for the morning. There was an old lady who lived in that area, and she was Narayana Parayana. She was a devotee. She was completely devoted to Lord Narayan. And she was an old widow, so she would sit outside a temple and survive by begging. Whatever people gave her, she would eat for the day after offering it to her deity of Kṛṣṇa. She had a deity of Kṛṣṇa, Lord Narayan, in her kutir. She would offer and then eat. It so happened that for 3 days, nobody gave her anything. She got no alms. She got nothing, no food. So she fasted for 3 days. After 3 days, one person gave her a earthen pot filled with milk. And another person gave her a cloth bag filled with chana, chickpeas, roasted chickpeas to eat. She had fasted for 3 days. She was really hungry. So when she got this charity, she went to her hut holding the cloth bag and the pot of milk. She thought, I can't eat so much in one day. I will just drink milk today and take rest. And tomorrow, I will offer the chickpea, the chana, and have it for tomorrow, because maybe I won't get anything tomorrow. So she offered the milk to Kṛṣṇa, drank it, kept the cloth bag to be offered next day as bhoga, and laid down on the ground to sleep. The person who gave her these gifts was a very charitable person. And he was known to give a lot of wealth in charity. That's why he gave chana, a bag full of chana and a pot full of milk. And a robber saw that this old lady has been given a bag that is making chick, 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 chick noise and a pot of milk. Milk he saw, but he thought there are probably gold coins in that bag. So he decided at night I will break into her kutir and steal. Old lady drank milk and slept. Her Kṛṣṇa is there, deity is there, and the cloth bag is there. And she's sleeping. It's a hut. There are no latches or door. So at night, this robber comes in, sneaks in, picks up the bag to see what it is. And the old lady, she wakes up and she screams, thief, thief, catch him, catch him. And the king's soldiers are on patrol at night. And they hear this old lady running out of her kutir screaming, thief, thief, catch him, catch him. And this thief takes off with that bag, thinking that she's screaming so much, it must be something valuable. Must be valuable. So he runs. And the king's soldiers on the horseback, they are chasing after him. But it's night time. It's very dark. And they are only having those torches in their hand. They cannot see very far. So this thief manages to get away. And he's running and running and running and running. And he comes to the ashram of Sandipani Muni. And the soldiers are still chasing after him. He quickly, in some light, he quickly sees what it is. Oh, it's cheap chana. He dumps the bag there, says, so much for chana. And then he just takes off into the forest, gets away. Now back in the kutir, that old lady, Vaishnavi, who lost her bhoga for the next day, for Thakurji, she's really upset that chana was not offered. It was supposed to be eaten by Kṛṣṇa tomorrow. And this thief stole it. So being a Brahmani, she spoke a curse. That thief, he has stolen my chana, which was a bhoga for Kṛṣṇa tomorrow. I curse whoever eats that chana will become poverty stricken. Whoever eats that chana will become poverty stricken. She spoke the curse. And this thief did not eat it. He dropped that bag outside Sandipani Muni's ashram and took off into the forest and escaped. Next day morning, Guru Mata opened the door of the kutir and found a bag of chana. She thought somebody must have come and given a donation to a Brahman. My husband is a Brahman. People give donations. Some will bring rice, some will bring vegetables, milk. Somebody has brought chana. So she picked up the chana, and there was no firewood in the kitchen. She saw Kṛṣṇa and Sudama. Kṛṣṇa, Sudama, go to the forest and get some firewood. And listen, you will get hungry. So take this chana. She gave it to Sudama. Take this bag of chana. When you get hungry, you share, okay? She told Sudama. Share with Kṛṣṇa. Both of you eat this chana if you get hungry in the forest. Go, get firewood. So Kṛṣṇa and Sudama go. And Sudama is a Brahman, powerful Brahman. When he closed his eyes, when they got hungry in the forest, Kṛṣṇa was hungry, Sudama was hungry. When he closed his eyes to offer this to Kṛṣṇa mentally, Supreme Lord is saying his Brahman prayers. By his Brahma Tej, by his Brahmical power, he immediately understood that, oh, this chana is cursed. Whoever eats it is going to become poverty-stricken. But Guru Ma said, eat it. I cannot disobey Guru Ma because she gave it to be eaten. And I cannot give it to my friend Kṛṣṇa because he will become poverty-stricken and I love him. So I will eat. So Sudama, without sharing it with Kṛṣṇa, people fault Sudama. They say because he did not share with Kṛṣṇa, he became poverty-stricken. But this is the true story. That he did not share it on purpose because he did not want Kṛṣṇa to be poverty-stricken. And he took it upon himself. He ate all the chana himself so that Guru Ma's words are kept true and he takes the curse, not Kṛṣṇa. And that's why Sudama had become poverty-stricken. But what happens after this? We will see in the evening. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Question.
Yes, questions.
Wife, because yesterday she had questions, but she didn't want to prevent people from eating. If everyone's not too hungry.
Okay, but they eat breakfast, because we don't eat breakfast, so he's never hungry. It's like noon. Really? I have this perennial question that I never got an answer to. Because he was speaking, yesterday we were hearing like these different personalities in the Mathura Leela when Kṛṣṇa went and who they were previously in Ram Leela. Now that was a very, very long span of time. What do they do? Do they just take birth after birth? Do they just stay in limbo? What do all the, in many different pastimes, there are instances of, personality, who they used to be, even Kṛṣṇa Leela, Gora Leela, what was everyone doing in between during that time?
Hare Krishna. So, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha get killed in Satya Yuga by Lord Varahadev, Lord Narsimhadev. And then in Treta Yuga, they come as Ravan and Kumbhakaran. And then again they get killed by the Supreme Lord, Shri Ram. And then in Dwapar Yuga, again they take birth as Shishupal and Dantavakra. So what happened to them in between? According to Srimad Bhagavatam, when they are killed, they get liberation. They get Sayujya Mukti, where they merge in the Brahma Jyoti. And that was seen. Ravan got Brahma Jyoti, Shishupal entered Brahma Jyoti. So did Hiranya. When Prahlad Maharaj says, please give liberation to my father, Lord Narsimhadev says, oh, he's already liberated. He's already liberated. 21 generations are liberated because of your devotion. So Hiranyakashipu is liberated. So they get Sayujya Mukti. They merge into the Brahma Jyoti. When it is time for them to come again, because the curse of the 4 Kumaras was that they will take 3 births each. So when the time comes for them to come again, take birth again on this earth, then from Brahma Jyoti they fall down and they take birth on earth. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada says that it is possible to fall down from Brahma Jyoti. Many scholars criticize Srila Prabhupada for saying that. They say that no, nobody can fall from Brahma Jyoti. It's a type of liberation. But this is a recurrent praman in Srimad Bhagavatam that it is possible. If Krishna desires from Brahma Jyoti also, one can come down and take birth again on the earth planet. So they are in the liberated state in the Brahma Jyoti, and when it is time for their next birth, they come. Now, for example, Hema Mali, who was the gardener of Kuber, he didn't die. So he is in the heavenly planets. When Shivji blessed him, in the future, you will have your crazy dream fulfilled of Krishna Balram entering your house and you making garlands and offering them. It will be fulfilled. So he continued his seva as Hema Mali in the heavenly world with Kuber. And when Krishna incarnated, he also took birth in Krishna Leela, in Mathura, as Sudama. So like that. Does that help, Mataji?
Yeah, so there are a lot of instances, so we can.
Yes. And if they are in the heavenly kingdom, when it is decided that they will appear in Krishna Leela, for us it may sound like a very long time from Treta to Dwapar Yuga, but for them it's a very short time. They just have to wait a little bit and then get ready. You have to go in a few hours. It's like that for them.
Can I ask you two personal questions?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
First of all, who takes care of the accounting in your home?
Who takes care of the accounting? My better half.
So what is your secret when you are working in your job as a doctor to keep the Shila Shanta totally in your consciousness? How do you stay?
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna. I am a very insignificant practitioner on this path of bhakti. I am not accomplished, but just to humbly respond to your question, which is meant for everyone's benefit, I take inspiration from one particular verse of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is one of the final verses that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu speaks according to Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Leela, chapter 20th, the last chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, called the Shikshashtaka prayers. There, in explanation to the third verse, Kirtanya Sada Hari, it is explained by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Khaite shuite yatha tatha namalay desha kala niyam nahi sarva siddhi hai. That khaite shuite yatha tatha means while eating, while sleeping, while walking, talking, going about your duties, yatha tatha, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, naam lay. Take the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Khaite, shuite, yatha tatha, naam lay. Oh, but in the hospital, I have alcohol on my hands, have sanitizer, I touch patient's pus, stool, urine. I'm not clean and I'm in a hospital. No, Deshkal niyam nahi, he says. There is no restriction of time and place. Desh means place. You can chant even in the restroom. You can chant in the bedroom. You can chant anywhere. You can chant while driving. You can chant while wearing clothes. You can chant while shaving. Desh and Kal niyam nahi. Kal means time. You can chant in the day. You can chant in the night. You can chant on Amavasya. You can chant anytime. There is no you can chant when someone has died in the family, Sutak. There is no limitation. There is no restriction for chanting. Yatha tatha namlay, desh kal niyam nahi. There are no rules that restrict chanting the holy name. Someone told Prabhupada that, oh, but we should not chant the holy name when we are in the bathroom, answering nature's call. And Srila Prabhupada cited Gopal Guru Goswami. How he said that, no, we should chant even while passing stool and urine. Always we should keep chanting softly. Because at the time of death, there is incontinence. And anyway, we are covered in stool and urine. So are we going to say, oh, I am dying, but I will not chant because someone has to clean me first, then I will chant? No. So desh kal niyam nahi. Anywhere, anytime, anybody can chant. Niyam nahi. Okay, what will happen if I chant? Sarva siddhi hai. You will attain everything just by chanting. Khaite shuite yatha tatha naam laye desha kala niyam nahi sarva siddhi hai. So I take inspiration from this verse and I try to keep murmuring Hare Krishna Mahamantra, either upamshu, just within my mouth, or sometimes even mentally. For example, sometimes I'm talking to someone and some patients are really lonely and they start talking. They start talking about their granddaughter's birthday that is coming up and which magician they are calling for the magic show. Now, this is important to them, but my time is precious. I don't want to give my consciousness to that type of talk. So I'm listening to them politely, but internally I'm chanting. So I'm looking at them. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Or I'm looking at their forehead and mentally writing on their forehead, Hare Krishna. And then after 10 minutes of talking, they will say, Doc, you were such a patient listener. Thank you. You have excellent bedside manners. So they are also happy because listening to them is therapeutic for them. So it's important. But at the same time, if I start dumping all that information in my mind, then I will not be able to think of Krishna. So I have that mental block, but I'm there with them, but I'm chanting Hare Krishna. So the one single way to keep in touch with Vishuddha Sattva is chanting the holy name. And this I learned from Shripad Vaisheshika Prabhu. When he came to Atlanta to teach us the book distribution seminar, he told me something very important. He said, Adi, the most important thing in book distribution is keep the holy name going. Keep the holy name going. He said, as long as you are chanting the holy name, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you are in the internal potency of Krishna. You may be on the streets. You may be outside a shopping mall distributing books, but Hare Krishna. Hello, sir. Would you like a book? Hare Krishna. Krishna. Said, you do the needful, like Prabhupada said, do the needful, but keep the name going. So I take inspiration from this. And I feel that it has helped me stay in touch with Krishna. And then even the 8 hours, 9 hours that we spend in the hospital, they are not completely fruitless because we took the holy name. Waiting at the elevator, going up the elevator from one floor of the hospital to the other, walking from one unit to the other unit. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare. My wife carries that counter on the finger. I don't, because I have to sanitize my hand every 5 minutes. After every patient encounter, I have to sanitize my hands before and after. So I don't keep anything, but mentally I keep chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. That has helped. Oh yeah, so she's reminding me, my better half is reminding me that I should not count this as my 16 rounds. Yes. Yeah, these are all extra. Because Mahaprabhu said, no, just keep chanting. Kirtaniya Sadahari. So 16 rounds is japa that we have promised Srila Prabhupada and our spiritual master that we'll chant on the Tulsi Mala, sitting in one asana attentively. That is japa. This is not japa. What I'm doing at the elevator, what I'm doing in the patient's room, what I'm doing when I'm waiting for someone, this is not japa. Japa is concentrated. This is called Naam. Yatha Yatha Naam Lo. This is taking the holy name. This is chanting. It is not japa. Japa is defined by our acharyas very precisely. Mano madhe sthita mantra, mantra madhe sthita mana, mana mantra samayuktam etadhi japa lakshanam. The definition of japa is there. Mana madhe sthita mantra. Mind, the mantra is in the mind. And mantra madhe sthita mana. And the mind is on the mantra. The mantra is in the mind and the mind is on the mantra. Mana mantra samayuktam. In this way, the mind and the mantra become one. Etadhi japa lakshanam. That is, so japa is something very concentrated. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. After taking a bath, putting tilak in an asana in front of Krishna in a sanctified place at home on your japa beads, you chant with the eyes closed in a concentrated way. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That is japa. And this is naam. Khaite shuite, yatha tatha naam lo. Deshkal niyam nahi, sarva siddhi. So you should keep this kirtan is sadahari. Like that.
Is it important to keep your eyes closed? Sometimes I look at the mantra.
That is perfect. I also do that. I have a mantra card and I do that. But most of the times I keep eyes closed. But yes, it's good to open, take darshan, read the mantra. But if I keep my eyes open all the time, then roving eye. The eye starts like a radar, starts going here and there. So I look, close. When my mind is running, again I open, read the Mahamantra, close like that. That's how I do. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Prabhuji, yesterday you were mentioning about an acronym in first class. So I was just curious. Yesterday we covered F and I, favorable and intelligent. So
I forgot about it. Sorry.
So I was just curious. So did we cover today the next two?
So F, I, R is responsibly, doing our seva responsibly. FIRS, and S is sincerely. So we are seeing how Sudama is taking responsibility for the 4 morsels of poha that his wife has given to deliver to Kṛṣṇa, and that we'll see in the evening. That will happen. And he is so sincere that he did not eat it on the way. Because he's been hungry. Think about it. He's been starving all the while. But he reached Dwarka without saying, okay, 2 morsels for Kṛṣṇa, 2 for me. No. So very sincere. So like that. Sorry, Mataji. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. But maybe I will display the acronym at the Sunday feast tomorrow. Because we'll have this also. Screen will be there. Thank you. You were saying something, Rohit?
Just asking the reference for the verse where it says Manaha and Japa.
It is by Shri Dhyan Chandra Goswami, one of our Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas. I will share the mantra with you, the shloka with you. Shri Dhyan Chandra Goswami. He comes in the line of Shri Vakreshwar Pandit and Gopal Guru Goswami. So you remember he has written the Dhyan Chandra Smaran Paddhati, the way of Ashtakali Lila Smaran and deity worship. That Dhyan Chandra Goswami. He has written this verse. Definition of japa. Mano madhe sthita mantra, mantra madhe sthita mana, mana mantra samayuktam, etadi japa lakshana. Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Was a wonderful point.
Hare Krishna.
When you were talking about Sudama asking for a gift, and his wife got this chipped rice, and it was in a torn bag. And then yesterday you were talking about offering first class. So, like sometimes in our seva, we may feel like we're not able to, offer the first class thing, but should we just and then the mind may say, oh, let me not offer it at all because it's not, what's the best that I can offer. So.
Hare Krishna. Very, very important point. Actually, I was going to elaborate on this, but I forgot. So I'm so glad you brought it up. So Mataji, everybody understood the question. We are talking about doing everything first class for Kṛṣṇa. Now, certainly this 4 morsels of poha, dry, chipped rice is not first class bhoga for Kṛṣṇa. But first class means today's discussion is to do it sincerely and FIR and responsibly. So Sudama was so sincere, that's all he had. He didn't even have the poha, but he wanted to take something. Now, if someone would have donated to him a diamond, he would have given the diamond to Kṛṣṇa. But all he got was 4 handfuls of poha. So that's what he did. Like Srila Prabhupada says, make the best of the bad bargain. So sometimes in life, we may be in the situation of Raghav Pandit, where he gets the dates from Afghanistan. He gets apples from Shimla. Yes, Chaitanya Charitamrita describes. He used to get the most exotic flowers, exotic fruits and grains. He would order the best, and his sister Damayanti would cook for Mahaprabhu. The best of the best of the best. Most expensive, exotic things he would cook He would import them from all over the world in those days, 500 years ago. And if a dog saw the offering before it was offered, he said, no, get it again, cook it again. It has to be first class. So one can be a perfectionist like Raghav Pandit if one has the resources, or one can be like Shuklambar Brahmachari, who has just some pieces of rice. And interestingly, Shuklambar Brahmachari is an incarnation of Sudama Vipra. Sudama of Dwarka in Gaur Lila came as Shuklambar Brahmachari. So it just depends what we have, but we should offer the best that we have, and that is first class. The best we can do. If we are singing Kirtan, we should sing it in the best way we can. Everyone cannot sing like His Holiness Vishnujan Swami Maharaj. Or we may not be able to sing so many variations as Sri Padayendra Prabhu. We may know just one melody. Or we may not have the sweet voice of Srila Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. But whatever we have, whatever Kṛṣṇa has given us, the best we can do, we should do. And for us, that is the first class. Kṛṣṇa will accept it as first class. But we should offer. They had nothing, but still they somehow begged and offered. Like His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj says, the worst round you have chanted is better than the one you did not chant. So instead of not offering Kṛṣṇa, it's better to offer whatever we have. The best we have, we should offer. And Kṛṣṇa will take it as first class for us. Is that okay? Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
Just to add to that, there's one thing I remember from yesterday, which you did mention, that Kṛṣṇa did not expect the garment maker to give the garland or the garland maker to make garland. Whatever they had, they offered.
Yes.
To add.
Yes.
Yesterday you mentioned.
Kṛṣṇa accepts us whatever we can offer. It is my desire that as the prasad is served, it will be served right here. So as the prasadam is served, we should do at least 5-10 minutes of kirtan. Is that okay? So Mataji, please do some kirtan. The best you can. So you can come here.